That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you, universe. Thank you, Mother Earth. Hello, my beautiful Pookies. Good morning. I have a microphone. I'm so keen to hear it and use it. So, welcome back. Welcome back, beautiful souls, to I think it's episode 3 of my podcast. So exciting. Today's episode comes from Beyond the Veil. That sacred space where spirit meets self, where our wounds meet wisdom, and where our healing becomes the bridges between past and future. Today I'm going to share a personal story, one that reminded me that life doesn't end where we think it does. It's about what it feels like to be on the other side of the veil and how that experience greatly changed to the way that I look at pain, projection, and purpose. So in my last episode we talked about projection, so how the things we reject in others are often reflections of what we haven't healed within ourselves. But this time I want to go deeper, beyond this lifetime, beyond the version of us. So it kind of ties into the last episode, but this time with a bit of a gangster story. So take it how it resonates, you know. As I said in my first episode, I can never lie. I literally cannot lie. Lying is not in my vocabulary. I'd rather hear the truth and have it hurt for 5 minutes than be lied to and let it hurt for years. So I go by those. That's like my values. I was gonna say, if you have children around, like, don't listen to this, but I've been thinking about it and I was like, you're probably like, I'm not saying all parents are like this, but most parents these days just let their kids roam free on the internet. So if your child's around and you don't want them to hear this, then don't let them hear it. But this is probably something that some people will know a bit about and some people will be like, whoa, and some people will probably be like, oh my god, she's crazy. But it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoy this story. The story, I've called it This One Time at Band Camp. I think of some cool things sometimes. So, I went camping recently, a couple months ago. It was a very nice place. It actually reminded me of back at school when we would go on the school camps, and it would be like, you'd have like the tables and all these cool areas and stuff, and it was so beautiful. I loved it, and I was so happy to be there. I was so grateful. And this is like sort of when I was starting to dive deeper into a lot of things in the world and in my life. It was probably like, let's say we're like mid-journey at the moment, when this happened. And yeah, I go camping with a group of people, and say, hypothetically speaking, just for instance, say that all these people took acid, right? Hypothetically speaking, let's just say we're in like Rick and Morty or something, you know. Say they all took acid, right? And I'm chilling, having a good night, and I was going to bed at probably like pretty early. I was like saying night to everyone, and I waddle on into my bed or into my swag. This is the one time I never drove my car somewhere too, and oh my goodness, but everything happens for a reason. It was already probably planned, who knows. Thank you to the world, thank you to my soul contract. I love this, it's kind of cool, not gonna lie. So yeah, I was going to bed early, and there was this like sort of thing that had been happening a few times before this camping trip too. I was hanging out with someone, and every time we hung out, it's kind of like it was kind of like the whole place around me at some of the times we were hanging out. It's like it would just change. It's like the whole energy, the air, like the lighting. It was like I wasn't in the same sort of reality, you know, like different realm type thing. Yeah, and it was like I could kind of see this person like. So you know how in movies that you see like things like body hopping and stuff? I would just say in my world, this happened. This happened. Not necessarily at this point in the time with this person, but it could have been. I still don't know the answers, but it's cool. It's a cool story, I guess. We could just call it cool. And yeah, I was hanging out with him a couple times, and yeah, like the whole energy around us was just different. And I was like, and I don't know if you guys have heard about like the spiritual warfare going on in the world right now, but it all kind of like make piece together over the last couple months. That I've like put things 2 and 2 together. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, and even just when I would just be having conversations with this person, it was like, it wasn't, let's call him Barry. It's like this wasn't Barry. It's like Barry was like changing persons. Like even his voice would change. Like the whole, like I'd be looking at him and he'd change it, and like even in his eyes, it was different. I was like, what's going on, you know? And I never really like clicked at all, really, until we went camping with this group of people. And so yeah, cut a long story short, I'm going to bed early, and I say night to everyone. I'm like, goodbye, see yous, you know, have a good time doing what you're doing. And I need to go to bed because I just wanted to go there and enjoy doing some little drawings and working on my one of my businesses too, and did a bit of dancing and stuff. And yeah, I go to bed and I say night to Barry, and Barry goes out back to wherever they are. And I zip up my swag and I'm like, I don't know, put my little sleep mask on because I sleep with my eyes open, and I'm putting my little sleep mask on, getting my teddy ready to lay down in my swag, and then Barry comes back into the swag, right? And just get this part right. We had service this whole time at this joint. Like I had service on my phone the whole time. It's not like we were in the middle of nowhere, but still like a camping area. And I don't know if people know this, but well, actually, most people probably do. I don't know. I never knew this, but apparently, when you say hypothetically, apparently when a group of people do acid, hypothetically speaking, the veil between the spiritual world and the like our world can get really thin, especially at this time. Well, I don't know if it's like in everyone's world right now, but especially at this time where there's a lot of spiritual warfare going on, the veils can get really thin. And I didn't know this at this time. Like, I didn't really know much about this, and I was like, so this was a bit of a scary story for me. And yeah, Barry comes back in after I just said goodnight to him, and I'm like, I'm talking to him, except I look at this person, and I'm like, thinking this is really weird. Like, even the whole energy felt really different. Like, it was really, really sus. It was like not cool. And I'm just talking to him, and even it was the same like real different voice, but this was like a more of a negative type, because you have like your higher self, your inner child, and like you. I think there's just those three. Yeah. And I think I could tell when I've talked to his higher self, but this was not his higher self. This was not him. It was not good. It was scary, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, I thought I was going to bed, you know, what are you doing? And like, I'm still awake, right? And he just starts talking to me, and he like gives me a hug and stuff, and even just the whole body, like his whole field, it was like, this was really wrong. Like, this was like something very negative, you know, I don't know what this is. And I remember he said to me too, before he left, he was like, oh, call me if you need anything. And I'm like, to this thing, once I realized it wasn't him, because it like hugged me, and it looked kind of like him, but it wasn't actually him. And this thing hugs me, right? And I'm like, this doesn't feel right. Like, this is not it. This is really not it. And then once I figured it out, I was like, I want the real Barry back. You need to leave. And he left, but he came back in like a couple seconds later, and it said it was the real him. And I knew it wasn't. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on? I'm like, I haven't done drugs. These people are hypothetically speaking on acid. Hypothetically, if we were not hypothetically speaking or something like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my god, where the fuck am I? Literally, where am I? What's going on? And I'm like praying, I'm like, God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, someone, me, my higher self, someone come get me, my angels, spirit guides, help, please help. I'm just telling myself, because I got it out again, and I'm like, I'm safe, I'm fine, I'm protected, I'm love, I'm light, I'm beautiful. Like, I'm telling myself all these positive things, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And it come back in again, and I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? And I'm like, I'm about to like start having a panic attack. Oh, I forgot I had that there. Hello. Yeah, I'm literally about to start having a panic attack, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, and I'm awake right now, and I knew something was off. Like, I was not in the same spot as everyone else. Like, the whole area was different. You know what I'm talking about? And I finally got it to go, and I'm trying to ring Barry, like, I'm on the phone, and I think I called out to them. Like, I don't know if he heard me or not, like, in the actual world, but I'm like, I'm trying to call him, and I turned my phone on, right, and I had no service all of a sudden, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm in a different realm. Like, I'm on the other side of the veil. I didn't actually know this was real, but I'm here, and what's going on? What is going on? I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like, I was a bit more scared than this, but like, we've healed, we've understood it, we've moved forward. And yeah, I'm trying to call him, like, what the fuck? And then I lift up the swag, right, like, just the cover part, and he's on the other side of the swag, right. I could not touch him. He was looking at me. His whole face was just like lost, and like almost in tears. And I'm like, my heart sinks. I'm like, oh my god, am I stuck in like the other side of the veil? Like, am I dead? Like, what's going on? What happened? Where am I? What? Literally, what is this? And I'm showing him that I'm trying to ring him, and he's like he's like half crying, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it sort of like dropped in and out. So I don't know, like, I have no idea to this day how we got back, but I just remember after it happened, I'm crying, and I'm trying to hug Barry, like the real Barry, and I'm like, what just happened? Oh my god! And they're all like, and some of the other people are like looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Like, oh, we were so worried, and I'm like, you have no idea what just happened, like, literally. And I still don't know to this day if they understand or if they know, and it doesn't matter because I don't have anything to do with them. But like, this was like, what the hecky? What the helly, Anjo? What did I just encounter? What did I just see? And then a couple of weeks later, or well, over the next couple of weeks, I was not good, eh? Like, I was in and out of hospital because, like, whatever this thing was, it was like in and out of my body. And it was like, even when I went to Woolies, right? And as I said, take this as you like, take it as it resonates, or whatever they say on TikTok, listen as you please, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, and I'm like, I go to Woolies a couple weeks later too, and I'm like walking out. I've got my groceries, a bit of casual things for the week, and I'm walking out, and I see the security guard, and he's like smiling at me, and no, I kid you not, I get this close, and he's like smiling at me, and then he, like, as I'm getting a little bit closer, he puts his head shoots down, he shakes his whole body, and then he looks up at me, and he's like glaring, and I'm like, what's going on? What is going on? This is like the same sort of, what the hell, Andro? And then there was one other time with this Barry guy, and I think I was almost gonna die, or I was gonna go into another realm again, because he wanted to run away and stuff, and like, I could have 100% done it. I would have loved to just run away and drive off into nowhere and just have like not actually have any commitments and just like enjoy the peaceful, beautiful world exactly how I want to. But like, I was like, I have things to do, and I was like, I realized too then that I didn't know if this was actually him or not. This was like one of the other times, and I'm like, what is going on? And I'm thinking, like, you have like children commitments at home that you need to sort out, and I've got my apprenticeship that I'm about to finish. Like, we can't do that. That's so silly, So, and then I'm like, this tripped me out for a bit, you could say, tripped me out. All these like little things, and it really, really pushed me further to look deeper into healing and like what's going on in the world and really what's going on in my world. And I was like, we need to like, I need to sort things out, and I know that it's really helped me to realize how much you can heal yourself in a lot of different ways with a lot of different things. So I'm going to talk on a couple of those things today. But yeah, those stories happened, like, that literally happened in my life, and I could not believe it. Hey, like, unreal, literally unreal. So yeah, that's the little introductional story of my episode today. I've been wanting to share this story for a while because it is kind of cool. Like, if you think about it, like, yeah, it was not good, not great. Did almost in fact die, but we got here. We stayed positive. We stayed healthy. We prayed, meditated, breathed, breath, broth, not broth, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's like sort of what is gonna link. That story kind of links into last week's episode, or whenever I posted it, that last episode about projection and pain and throwing your demons and like all your like trauma onto people. Like you don't know where someone's been in past lives, or like what what type of negotiations they've made with their soul. You know what I'm saying? Like negative things or positive things too, but like you don't know what people have contracted, what they've said yes to, especially in past lives. Like you're still healing. Your soul has to keep learning and learning and learning these lessons until you can heal and move forward in a lot of things and accept the lessons. Like I said in that last episode, you have to learn, you have to pause, learn, understand what you're trying to get taught, and then move on to the next one. So yeah, you really don't know. Like I thought you couldn't know. Like I thought just casually, you know, oh, this is like probably last year. I thought you don't really know what people have gone through, but you really don't know what people have gone through or where they have been in their past lives. And this whole experience just was like, okay, I understand now. You really don't know. Like, yeah. But yeah, like healing doesn't stop with you. It moves through you from last lifetime to this lifetime, and it moves through generations as well, like constantly. Every wound we heal and every pattern we release, every truth we reclaim, it ripples through our bloodline, the whole bloodline. It frees the generations before us and creates space for the ones after us to live lighter. So, to tie into that whole story, people often say, like, I would die for my children. And, like, I really thought about that, and I'm like, people do say that a lot, you know, like, people would, but like, people either, like, have kids these days and they're, like, not ready, or they like, rushing into it, or they're not with the right person, and then it just happens, and then they're still not healed from things, and then they're just like, you're putting that pain onto a child, you know, onto your child that you're going to love and care for, right? You want to be like the best you can for that child. Instead of saying you would die for them, why not heal for them? Why not live for them? Literally, why not live and heal for your children? Even if you don't have kids left, yeah, why not heal for yourself? Why not create the best life for yourself? Why not heal? Thank you, son. Thank you. Why not heal for yourself and move forward in your life for yourself and make it the greatest that you can for yourself, so that when you do have children, or if you already do have children, everyone can start healing and collectively uplifting and living greater, you know? Oh, look at these gangsters on the bike. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, little weapons. You should see these little kids. Good on them. Good on them. This is such a pretty place out here. I love it. But yeah, like that's what, like if you're probably a parent, if you're a parent watching this, like I'm sure you probably have said that before, like you would die for your children. Like literally, why not live? Why not heal for them? Why not make it for yourself so that you can be better for your children? Like even just looking within and healing within, because I think I've read something, or I listened to some podcast or something, and it was talking about how like when your child is getting made in you, or I don't know how babies work that well. When the child is in your mum's belly, right? I heard that like their subconscious or their conscious or whatever it is, something. I think it's your inner child, maybe. I'm not sure, but in those 9, is it 9 or I don't know how long a baby gets cooked in your belly for either. I think it's 9 months. I don't know. I was born like 4.5 weeks early. Yeah, I got no idea. But however long the child's in your belly before, like before it comes out, they could hear that. Like their subconscious or inner child, I think it's subconscious, but their subconscious is taking in all the things around them. Like even though it's not there, like it's there. It's getting cooked in the oven, you know? They're still exposed to, like, not just when they come out, not when the child just comes out. They're still getting exposed to things while they're cooking up in the belly, okay? So like even just like healing before that, or for yourself, so that by the time you want to go off and do all these things in your life, it just flows. When you're on that most grateful and happy and abundant frequency and just unconditional love and gratitude, literally, when you're in that frequency, it will flow like a streamline, or uphill streamline, if you want to call it. But yeah, what if our legacy wasn't pain or survival, but peace? Healing is an act of devotion. I forgot that this is there. I hope this is working too. Healing is an act of devotion. It's choosing to live consciously for the generations that come after you, and the parts of you that was silenced, suppressed, or misunderstood. Ding, ding, ding. We are created by sound. We are created by the song of the universe singing. Oh, I can't wait to watch this. I hope that we can see me too. Water break. Water break. I can't wait to do some ASMR with this microphone. Oh, I love being so funny. That's probably the inner child speaking. Good soup. Oh, speaking of soup, we're talking about soup soon too. When I came back from that experience beyond the veil, I realized something so simple yet so powerful. Healing isn't about fixing yourself, it's about remembering yourself. Because, like, to this day, I still haven't fully understood what that whole thing was, especially like in the swag when we were camping, because like when he was coming in and out, when Barry was coming in and out, this thing had a tail on it, right? This thing had like a full-on tail, like one of those, one of those. So I don't know if that's like what that is, or what type of, like, I think it's from a lower realm, but yeah, that was not nice. that was not nice, guys. That was not nice. So like, I don't know if that's like a past life or like a something, but that was a something, okay? And it was something. It was just something, okay? But yeah, I realized something so. Oh, I said that. I realized something so simple yet so powerful. Healing isn't about fixing yourself. It's about remembering yourself, remembering who you are, remembering why you're here, what you're here for, and to enjoy this experience on this beautiful earth. Look how beautiful this is where I am today. I love picking new places each week that I film these. It's not my favorite part of the week. Just like welding all week and thinking about what I'm going to say, even though I already have a couple ideas. And just a little bing, bing, bing here and there. And I'm like, oh, just casual. And then I pick my place and go somewhere beautiful. Always pay respect to all the elders. I think you should still do that. You don't have to make like a big deal, but it's nice to be respectful, because it, like, your ancestors and your spirit guides are probably watching you guys, whether you believe that or not. They are watching you and helping you and seeing what you do. So as long as you're being grateful and kind, and again, I'm gonna say it every podcast, I think, make sure you pick up your rubbish. Okay, don't leave it on Mother Earth. Pick up your rubbish, because this earth is so beautiful. We don't need rubbish on it. Yeah. So after this whole incident, like, before this, I started getting into like a bit of meditation, but definitely after this, meditation and cleansing my energy became my anchor. I'm probably going to annoy the microphone if I do that. But yeah, meditation became my anchor. It wasn't about silencing my thoughts. It was about listening to the spaces between them. Through meditation, I met the parts of me that I had abandoned, the inner child who just wanted safety, the past versions of me who carried grief, fear, or shame. And instead of pushing them away, I would sit with them and breathe with them and breathe them back into love, and like you, just by sitting there with your feelings, and like accepting them and blessing them and blessing and releasing them, like you're healing. That is literally healing. Like, you don't need to go to the doctor and get, I'm sorry to whoever's out there listening to this, but you don't need to go to the doctor. You don't have ADHD. You don't have none of that shit. You were never made to sit down and be still in like this world and do nothing. Like, you were made to enjoy this world. Oh, that's so cool. We got buggies. That's gangsta. Rev it, buddy, rev it. Oh. Side by sides or whatever they're called. I don't know, but that is cool. What was I saying? Yeah, you don't need to rock up to Mr. Doctor, Mr. I'm not gonna say that. That's probably me. You don't need to rock up to Mr. Doctor Man and say, "Oh, I'm depressed. What have you got for me?" What are they gonna do? Give you like drugs that are just gonna make you numb and plain and boring, and not actually heal? Like you're just still carrying those traumas and those pains on and on and on generations. Like, yeah, you may be like flat or silenced or like whatever you want to call it. I don't know how it works, however those like medications and stuff work. But like it's changing you. It is changing who you are. You're not meant to be fed all these things just for them to like make their money. Like, and what do? Like, you go in and answer a little question about, oh, on a scale of 1 to 3, how sad are you? Sad's an emotion. You shouldn't have to turn your emotions off just to get through your life. You heal them and you move forward. But each to their own. Love and light. We're all in our different paths, but that's just my little cute view on that. Yeah, so energy healing works the same way. It's the language of remembrance. Every emotion we suppress lives somewhere in our body as energy. When we work with that energy, like you can work through it with like Reiki, breath work, sound, or even intention, we allow it to move, to release, and to flow. And the thread that ties it all together is gratitude. Gratitude isn't just words, it's a frequency. It's the energy that transforms everything it touches. It's waking up and realizing that even your challenges have been teachers, that pain has carved out more space for compassion. Even with that story, like, none of these people, right, when this happened, none of them talk to me now, and it's fine. Like, I don't really care. It's not my issue. But I'm so grateful that I went on that camping trip and that I met all these people, because I love all these people, and they probably will not even watch this. I don't even think they do. But if they ever watch this, I still love these people with all my heart. Like, I think they're awesome. Like, they are just beautiful souls. But at the same time, I'm so freaking, like, I'm beyond grateful for this experience that I got to learn. And even just like the whole other side thing, like, that was cool. Like, it was so scary at the time, and it was a scary couple weeks, but we made it. We're still here. We're still kicking. And like without that, I wouldn't be able to share this information with you guys and help you. Well, hopefully help you, as I say every podcast, because I know everything in some way will just link, even if it's just the slightest little word I say. You could be like waddling through the grocery store next week, and overhear someone say something, and you'll be like, oh, that links into that. Bang, 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 bang. What did we do? We just probably healed something. We're moving on. I don't know. Everything is connected. When you meditate, return to gratitude. So like, that's even just like sitting there in your 3 breaths, being grateful. Like, even if I'm just grateful to sit here with my wonky tray, my comfy pillows, my half empty water bottle, my towel from Thailand, that's good enough for me. I could not have thought of a better day. Each day, like I said in the last episode, each new day is your best day of your life. Each new night is the best night of your life. Yeah, when you speak to your ancestors or your spirit guides or God, whoever you're speaking to, whatever, source, God, ancestors, spirit guides, angels, the divine, whoever you guys, even if you don't speak to anyone, even if you're just speaking in your own little head, you should be saying thank you to yourself. I always dap up all 3 of me, like my inner child, I don't know if it's my shadow or my me as I am, and then my higher self. I just dap up all 3 areas of me, like, even just during the day. And I dap up my spirit guides all the time. I'm like, good job, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for existing in my world. It's pretty cool. But yeah, just be grateful and thank yourself, even if you're not thanking anyone else. You don't have to thank like some higher power or this or that. Just be thanking yourself at least. That's just showing. That's just rewiring your subconscious by thanking yourself is going to continue to create positive change over and over again in your life. Yeah, so don't just thank them or yourself for what they gave you, but for what you're now freeing with the lineage. Like, everything, I don't know, I think everyone calls it the butterfly effect, but I call it the step effect, right? I used to say this a bit last year. So, say I'm walking, right? I'm walking down the street. Say I trip, right? That's going to leave me in a different, like, I'm going to meet 10 different people. on my trip if I didn't trip. That's funny. So if say I didn't trip down the stairs or something, or forget the keys out the door, you'd be seeing 10 different people, right? 10 different things. Like everything has a circulational cycle. I don't know. I'm making up words at this point, but in my world, I can make up whatever I want because it's a free world. It's a free country or something. I don't know. Someone told me the other day that was in America, but I thought Australia was a free country. Well, I have no idea. I just live here. I just exist. She was a fairy, just enjoying this experience, and it's great. I love it. But yeah, every time you choose peace over projection and love over fear, you're rewriting that story just that little bit better and that little bit more. And you're opening yourself up to more of a gratitude space. And who knows, you could walk down the road next and trip over, and next minute you're finding $5 just because you thanked yourself and said good morning to 3 people as you're walking across the street. You know, like just kindness and gratitude and just being in love. That's how it is. Yeah. I love this sun. It's so beautiful and beamy. I'm so casual with my podcast. You cannot get any more casual in my world. Anyways, also I hope that I'm not like my grandma. My grandma was like to me, Pep, I can't really hear your podcast that well. Make sure when you film it this time we can hear you properly. So I hope we haven't gone from not being able to hear me to like, I hope this is not like really loud and like ear piercing or something. Maybe turn your camera down. I don't know. Anyway, now I'm going to go into a bit of intention. So everything you do, I put intention into it, right? I'm going to tell you about this story. I call this the soup story. So the other day, I made a soup. Not just any soup, but one created with full intention and magic. So, because I was feeling a bit off, right? I don't know what happened, but someone threw some not nice energy towards me. Because I don't get sick, right? If you look after yourself and you're pretty good with your body, and you're like doing your release of energy, like, and sending everyone's energy back to them, you'll be chilling. Okay, you'll be chilling. Something sus came up the other day, and in the back of my throat, it was like this squeal and this like crackly, and I was like, what's going on here, eh? Something sus. Someone has thrown some energy on me, and it's not mine. And it's not nice, or like a hex, a curse, who knows? But those things, they are out here. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little homework too. If you want to go get some matches, right? Go get a little bowl of water and get 2 matches. Put some water in the bowl, sit it down, wait for the water to stop moving, and then place these matches in, right? If you think this sounds crazy, don't even like just move to the next part. But if you're interested in finding things out about yourself, do this with the bowl. Make sure the water's not moving, put the matches in, and after a while, if they stay spread, then that means you don't have any like curses or anything on you. If they're really close but not touching, you're safe. Like you don't have any curses on you, or any like dark magic on you. Or if they touch, then that means someone has put magic on you, like dark magic or a curse or something. And if they cross, then that's probably not good, and I would seek some professional help, because my witchcraft journey is still in the early stages of remembering from, but that's just a little helping hand if you want to do a little bit of a science experiment, you could say. So yeah, every ingredient in this soup had meaning. Every stir of the spoon carried prayer and alchemy. I could feel some heavy energy around me. Like I said, like someone had thrown shade my way. And instead of feeding into that vibration, I chose to transmute it. Because a lot of people, like in the last episode, this kind of ties in with your like reactions. If you pause and sit with something, if someone's like saying something not nice or you don't agree with, why don't you pause and take it in and then move from a place of love? Because that rewrites the story even better too. And it helps you grow as a person and your frequency shift higher. So yeah, I went to the kitchen, my little nice sacred space of cooking, and I decided to create something infused with love, protection, and light. So when I was chopping the veggies, I would like whisper affirmations, and I would visualize. Visualization is a really good exercise too. Like I'd visualize the pot glowing with golden energy, cleansing, soothing, and restoring. And so like all these beautiful, beautiful things in this soup, and the intention was that it was going to heal me, release anything that was not mine to carry, and remove anything that is not belonging to me and that should not be belonging to me. So each movement was a meditation, and each breath was a spell, because this world is actually magical. And I love it. I love this world. Damn me up, spirit guides. I want to say something. There's a beautiful butterfly right there. Or is that a dragonfly? Oh, that's so pretty. I could sit here for hours and just talk to this thing. Anyways, because intention is everything. It's the invisible force that transforms a simple act into magic. When you infuse your actions with awareness and love, you shift the frequency. You shift the frequency not only of yourself and your being, but everything around you. You're no longer just making soup. You're stirring healing into existence. You're communicating with the universe through your energy. So I spoke into that soup like it was medicine, because it was. And I affirmed, this meal carries healing. This meal clears my energy. This meal activates my truth. And as I stirred, I imagined every ounce of power of my energy and my power returning to me, purified and whole, and releasing anything that wasn't mine. And like I'd release it into, like, I'd visualize little grey particles floating off into like the tiniest little things that they couldn't touch anything or anyone, and then I'd turn them into crystals and like magic fairy dust, so that I'm not just sending it back to whoever has tried to send up nice things to me. I'm not sending it back to them because I don't want them to receive what they've done to me tenfold. Sometimes maybe it has to happen like that, but a lot of the time I like to turn the energy into cute, pretty things, because then everyone has that little bit of chance to heal as well and grow. Yeah. So when I took that first sip of this soup, I was sitting there and oh my gosh, it was actually a bussin' soup, eh? Like, I put so many random things in there and I'm like tipping this in and mixing it and I'm like, oh, this is great. I was having so much fun just making this soup. I love cooking, hey. So beautiful. But yeah, the center of communication, truth, and self-expression. It was like my whole throat chakra. Chakra? I don't know. I'll say it however. It's like it exhaled. And like, I'm not even kidding you. Like this was like annoying me all day and a little bit the day before, but I didn't get to make it that other night. And like, it honestly, like, I did some energy work, just like releasing and a bit of meditating, and had this soup. And I kid you not, this, like, it was gone. It was literally gone, and it felt like I felt lighter too. All because of this soup and this intention. Yeah, like the heaviness lifted, my voice felt clearer and stronger and free. It was like I could speak again with my full truth. Yes, thank you. So yeah, that soup became a ritual, a moment of reclaiming and recleansing my energy and releasing what wasn't mine. So something you can also say as well, like, even if you've just like gone to the shops or something, release everyone's energy back to them, because like you have your whole energetic and auric field. Is that auric's a word? I think maybe in my world it's a word. But yeah, you can just say things like, I release all energy that isn't mine. I return it with love to its sender, and I call all of my own energy back purified and whole. That way, like you could go to the shops and feel drained, and you might have only been there for 30 minutes. And it might not just be because you were too busy looking at all of these things, you know. It literally could just be that your energy is stuck out where it doesn't belong. You got to call that back to yourself, back to your center, back to you, because that's your energy. You own your energy. Protection isn't about building walls. It's about alignment and realigning with yourself, with oneself. And intention is the key. When you act, speak, or create with intention, you weave energy consciously, and that's where the real magic lives. When your energy is grounded, grateful, and guided by purpose, nothing outside of you can shake what's sacred. What's sacred within you. A bit of a pause there. This phone is very, very old and it has no storage, so I had to like take a photo of what I've written on that one, because I can't even airdrop it. That's how much no storage it has for some reason. Anyways, so as I sat there with my soup, I thought about how much we don't see in others. Like, we see people through this lifetime, their behavior, their tone, their choices, but we rarely remember that every soul is ancient. And as I said at the start, you never truly know what someone's soul has carried. The vows they made in another life, the pain they've recycled through generations, and the karmic lessons that they're still unlearning. The karma might not be good or bad. It could be one or the other. But at the same time, you just look at it as learning. Simple. You appreciate it, you bless and release, move forward with love and light and gratitude, and live at peace. Kind of rhyming out here today. Also, I'm going to be absolutely sun-kissed and beautiful, so thank you. I'm trying to get like these parts a bit browner. I'm like laying here. It's like, it don't work sometimes. Sometimes that energy shows up. I feel like I've just cut myself off again. I feel like I go so sidetracked. I appreciate if you watch my podcast a lot. Like, I really do, because I feel like like 1 minute you'll be like listening real serious, like taking a note or something, and next minute you're like, she's talking about like a friggin' 10. See, this is why I just talk to myself sometimes, because I just enjoy it. And that's the thing too, you really need to, people should enjoy hanging out with themselves a lot more, you know? It's very, like I said in the I think it was the last episode. No, maybe in the first episode. You come into this lifetime, you're still one soul. You have your parents, you have your friends and all that, but at the end of the day, it's technically really just you that you got as one. Anyways, yeah, sometimes that energy shows up as projection or judgment, but underneath it all, it's just energy seeking resolution, seeking healing. That's why compassion is the higher path. When you choose not to react from the wound, but from wisdom, you honor the soul, not the story. Which, like I've said in the first one too, there's a lot of different ways I could have gone about a lot of the negative things that happened in my life. But there is no point. Why keep repeating the old wounds and opening them up? Because that's like it's like you're stabbing your beautiful, it's like you're stabbing your little soul a little bit every time that you like open up old wounds instead of healing them, you know? You want to heal and bless your soul and be grateful for the lessons, you know? And move forward. And elevate. Fly. So maybe you and that person have danced this dance before. Maybe they were your teacher once and now you are theirs. Maybe in another lifetime things have already happened and there's just things being closed out in this lifetime. And if you go really deep within, you can kind of figure it out too. It's pretty cool. It's really cool. I love where I've got with some things lately, especially. It's yeah, I very much challenge you guys to take a deeper look within. Everyone's on their own path, obviously, but even if just like the littlest things, your intuition even becomes heightened, and you just like you look at the world so much like just extremely so much differently. Extremely so much differently. Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh! So yeah, every time you choose peace, you soften the karmic ties that ripple through time. Like, you're healing things just by choosing peace and love. None of this anger. Like I said, the H word, the HAPE word. I feel like I don't even like spelling it out. I cannot physically hate her. I can't say that word. It's so disgusting. Like, yeah, I can't even. Any of these people from the past, or any of those people from my old workplace who did all those things, like, it hurt a lot. But I can't even H word them. Like, it just doesn't. Is that a crocodile? Oh, I still haven't seen one crocodile, and I've lived in Cairns for like 4 or 5 months now. But yeah, like, if you choose peace and love, you're healing even the littlest piece, and that has a ripple effect around you, like the step-by-step story, the butterfly effect, whatever people call it. I don't know. I like to call it the step theory. I think it's cool. But yeah, your healing is not selfish. Don't ever think that you're being selfish by healing yourself, because some people don't want to heal, and some people aren't going to heal in this lifetime, and that's on them. Let them be. Let them have their life. Like, let them enjoy their experience in their way. But, like, I really challenge you to heal. I really do. Because it doesn't just raise the frequency and energy in your own life. It affects those around you too, and it's really powerful. Honestly, it really is. So your healing is not selfish. It's soul work and it's sacred. Like, just look after yourself. Really. Oh, I love this part. This is like my favorite song at the moment. It's called Light by Joy and Soul. Go look it up and listen to it. It is so gangster. There was one part in the song the other day when I was welding and it come on and it was like, make him wear shades, boo. It was like, make him put on shades, boo. And I was like, I love this part. And I just like, I had like so many realizations in that room at work at that time. And I was like, I was dapping up the spirit guides on that moment. I was like, I love you, team. I love you. I love me. I love this world. It was cool. I very much, I think you should all go listen to that song. It is so cool. But yeah, there's also a line in there that says how just by showing up for ourselves, we mirror back the shadows others need to face. And that truth really hit me deeply. Like, it really did, especially after the one time at band camp story that I said in the start. Your light, your healing, and your authenticity can make others uncomfortable because it reminds them of the parts that they need to heal. And then in that story as well, it does come back and say that most of the time, people will try and throw it back on you because they don't want to heal. And I have really, really learned this, especially to do with this whole one time at band camp story. I really copped it. I saw and understood this part of the song, especially where it's like, where it was talking about how they will, most of the time people will project it back onto you or try and like dim your light in a way, you know. And it sucks, it really does, but it's fine as long as you stay true to yourself and you stay in your healing and you just stay unbothered and unfazed by everyone else around you. Because if they don't want to heal, that's not on you. That's really not on you. As long as you're elevating, I guess you could say, and moving up in your world, it will slowly make people realize. Because literally, make them put on shades, boo. Shine your light. Be you and be true to yourself. Don't dim your light for no one. Like, even in your family and stuff too. I think comes out in the song as well too. Like, even says like the partners, your family, your friends, like their healing is not your problem. Your healing is what matters, and just by focusing on your healing, that will have a positive effect on everyone around you. And even if people are gonna cut you off, or if people are gonna, like, you know, look at you funny or like do this and that, that's not your problem. It's really not. Just because they can't heal, like in the last episode, projection and pain. Really take that moment to sit and think, what am I being taught? Or if I've already learned this lesson and I know I've learned this lesson, I'm not gonna let this person's attitude or negativity bother me and dim my light and my positivity, you know? But yeah, it really can, your healing and authenticity really can make others uncomfortable. And just keep pushing in your own life, you know? People will either show up or people won't show up. But there's always a new day and a better day to come. So, yeah, it reminds them of the parts they've buried. I think I've already said that. Lol. But that doesn't mean you should dim yourself. You're not responsible for how others respond to your light. Like, obviously don't go be nasty and stuff, but like, if they aren't having a positive impact on your life, let them be. Let them go on their path. Because if they're meant to be in your life, your paths will cross again. And if not, you're probably going to be on a better path for yourself. Yeah, you're not responsible for how others respond to your light. You're responsible for keeping your own light alive. Your glow might expose their shadows, but it can also guide them if they choose to see it. And if they don't, that's okay. Just keep shining anyway. Because your light isn't just for you, it's for the world. It's not offensive, and it's not it's not offensive, it's transformative. You are living proof that healing is possible, even if it's just the slightest little thing. Because like I said, you don't know what someone's gone through. Like, you really don't. and it really like takes it further when you look into the I feel like this place is like Kuna for cans. It's so cooked. Anyway, but yeah, basically, hello. What the fucky? What the hell, Leandro? But yeah, I can't remember what I was gonna say, but I think that's probably it for that little section. Guys, I have rambled and rambled in this episode, and I love it. I'm probably gonna sit down and watch this again myself. The last bit is really like, I called it the last section, living healed, not haunted, because it's true. You don't want to be living haunted by your demons. Suicide Boys reference. Nothing up there, ancestors. Love you guys. Oh, anyways, take a deep breath. Inhale. Remember who you are. Fill yourself up with light and remember and be grateful for yourself. And when you exhale, release what you no longer need to carry. Release what isn't yours. You're not defined by the wounds of your past lives or this one. You're defined by how bravely you choose to meet them with love. Time isn't even real. This moment that you're in right now, that's what's real. You know, like, yes, we have memories of the past and we have goals for the future, but it's not real anymore. If you focus on this now, it'll be great. Yeah, just choosing healing and love and light in the now. When you heal, you shift your lineage. When you speak your truth, you activate your light. When you live in gratitude, you align with your divine timeline, the one where peace is your natural frequency, one where everything is so blessed and beautiful for you. You don't have to die for the next generation. You don't have to die for your children. You can live healed for them. And you can help just by healing that little bit. That helps them come out a little bit more healed too. It all has a good effect. You can be the one who breaks the cycle, who turns pain into power and says it ends with me and it begins with me with love. Here's a couple little affirmations from the week. I am that I am. I am blessed. I am beautiful. I am love. I am light. I release all energy that isn't mine. I call my power back, purified and whole. I forgive what has been, honor what is, and trust what will be. My healing serves me, my ancestors, and every soul that will come after me. Maybe pause that and write them down. And I honestly, if you start saying them, even if it's like every night or every night before bed or every morning when you wake up, just slowly doing these every day, even if you make your own positive affirmations and do them every morning, that's going to continually rewire your subconscious to the fact that it's just a natural thing and like it's just free-flowingly beautiful. So that's about it. Thanks for sharing this space with me today. Thank you for choosing to show up and to heal and to remember who you truly are. I'm very grateful for everyone who watches my podcast. With whatever intention that you have behind watching my podcast, I'm grateful that you're here because I know that a couple words will show up in your life for a reason. And if you're watching it, it is probably for a reason. Maybe a reason that you don't see, or maybe a reason that you do see. So yeah, until next time, stay grounded, stay grounded, stay grateful, and keep shining from your highest truth. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, stay kind, move with love and light. Thank you for listening, my beautiful baddies, my beautiful souls. Oh, time to go get some water. I'm so thirsty.